Money Joe Masulo over there in the right lane is driving the dragster out of Buffalo, New York. He got a little unlucky last time we had top dragster competition here, and he ended up being behind the man over there in the left lane every qualifying round. He says, let's line up against him this time at Empire Dragway. The man in the left lane is going to be Rich Yakos. He's out of Cambria, New York, and he is my boy Kevy Samar, a.k.a. Robin Banks' boss. That was new information that's for me today. He owns a welding shop, apparently, in Cambria, and he's got my boy Robin Banks working for him. Money Joe's going to bump into the pre-stage bulbs first as Yakos follows suit. Yakos is going to immediately turn on the stage light. And he'll get away 15 off of the let-go. He's 7th out ahead of Joe Masulo, and Yakos is going to run it out to a 4:23 at 165 miles an hour. Masulo in the right lane, 4:37 is where he will find himself posted on the qualifying round number 1 ladder. Brett Bennett and Mark Romanowski. Romanowski's a quick rail over there in the right lane. He was in no rush to let go. He's going to get down track 379, your number 2 qualifier for the man out of Hilton. That is the Wicked Dragster. That's a 2020 M&M. And Brett Bennett, Land Pro left lane, is going to run 488. Sorry, 448. Both drivers snoozing on the let-go. That does not matter for qualifying at all. What only matters is your elapsed time. These drivers are going to be put on a 16 best qualifying sheet based on elapsed time. That's right, this is a quick 16 class. As Michael Kalin, another quick dragster over here in the left lane. I think we're seeing 4 3-second rails on the property this weekend. That is a first for me. Kalen's out of Niagara Falls, New York. And he was your 2023 PSDS top dragster champion. He'll be going up with Craig Chatterton. Chatterton's out of Scottsville, New York, driving the 06 Race Tech. .0092 too soon for Kalen. That does not matter. 389 for the man out of Niagara Falls, New York. He finds himself, I believe that's going to put him number 4 on the qualifying sheet as we sit right now. Craig Chatterton, 440, 157 miles an hour in the right lane. Karma Hopper over here in the left lane. They're out of Walton, Kentucky, making the trip all the way up here to Western New York for quick 32 competition. So Karma and the Shoe More like the work boot. He needs to get some help if he's going to want to keep competing here. 4:01 for the person out of Kentucky. Not too sure on the gender. We're not going to jump and assume to any side so far. Pete Maduri found himself in a Robert Bauer ride this weekend. That's right, that's an RB3 machine out of Niagara Falls, New York, being driven by none other than Pete Maduri. Danielle Gonzalez is going to be your last top dragster qualifier, as we've got ourselves a bump spot. That's right, those numbers up on the scoreboard is your current slowest qualifier, currently sitting number 16 on the list. 4:53 is the time to beat that Danielle needs to set better than in order to find herself sitting on the qualifying list. We're not too sure who's on the chopping block right now. Can't quite remember, but I do see a 380 slapped on that digital dial-in board. Watch out for the lady in the left lane. She's going to be moving down through the 660. Off the throttle early, run it out to a 394 at 161 miles an hour. So Bruce Mailblocker is in charge of the racing action this weekend. He's got, I'm not too sure of the relation, but Logan is up here in the tower helping him out. And Paul Francia just comes up to me and says, hey, why don't you get that kid a beeper? First off, Paul, I don't think Logan would know what a beeper is. Thank you for dating yourself, sir. And second, I don't think he's met me because I told him I like yelling. If you know me, my name is T-Weez. I normally sit behind the clocks here, but I got my guy Dan helping me out, and I'm going to be on the mic for the rest of the night tonight. And if you haven't met me, I do like to be loud. I raise my voice a lot, and my sled is obnoxiously loud. But that is going to do it for Top Dragster Qualifying. We're going to try to get the track ready for Top Sportsman Qualifying coming up here soon. Hot and fresh off the printer, Ryan Harris is sitting pretty. Your number one qualifier for top dragster competitors. 370 is the quick time. Romanofsky out of Hilton, New York, is going to be 9 hundos behind him. 379 for the wicked dragster. Michael Kalin, 389. The man out of Niagara Falls, New York. And Danielle Gonzalez, she's out of Waterford, Connecticut, my bad. She ran a 394, and Tom Martino ran a 397. That's right. We have 5 top dragster competitors running in the threes for round number 1 of qualifying. Can Karma Hopper drop off 2 hundos and get down into the threes? I don't know. That's going to be a wait and see until our second round of qualifying. Coming up here shortly. So those were the long and skinnies. We had 18 qualify. Anthony Platania finds himself on the chopping block. He's sitting 449, number 16 at the moment. John Vergoltz Jr. and Ron Reitman need to pick it up a little bit in order to find themselves in top dragster competition tomorrow. However, though, this is Top Sportsman. These are the quickest bracket racing door cars you will find around. That's right, competitors lead off the top bulb as they get a 5 hundo bracket tree. That's right, they get a normal tree, no pro trees, and they are your quickest bracket racing door cars. Empire's very own Matt Gregory out of Blaisdell, New York. He's over there in the right lane driving the 66 Nova. Going down track with Luke DeJean out of Puslinch, Ontario. Pair of Chevys for first round, first pair up. Luke was very generous a few weeks ago. He drove back to Canada Friday night to pick up a spare delay box for the Bears Top Sportsman team. Luke, we want to thank you again for your sportsmanship as we get going down track for round number 1. 008 for the left lane. He's going to go A to B 427 at 169 miles an hour. Matt Gregory must have had a spicy tune in that thing. He kicked the tires before getting 60 feet out. He'll limp it down track 821 at 52 miles an hour. How about an all-Canadian pair for these two? Dave Burchell, driving the 07 Pontiac in the left lane, is out of Guelph, Ontario, Canada. He's going down track with Dustin Gabel, arguably my favorite top sportsman competitor. That is a beautiful 71 Plymouth Duster over there in the right lane out of Stratford, Ontario, Canada. Dave Burchell purging the nitrous on the Pontiac. Pontiac Nationals going on this weekend down at Summit Motorsports Park. My father, Florida father, that is, Charlie C.C. Camino, is competing, representing Sebring, Florida, and Empire Dragway as he competes down in Norwalk, Ohio. 37 to a 12. Dustin Gabel gets away first. He shakes the tires at about the 330. Pedal it down through there to a 491. However, right lane, Dave Burchell will go A to B 437 at 162 miles an hour for the Pontiac out of Canada. Charlie Emler Jr., last year's quick Charlie Emler Jr., the man in the 68 Camaro in the right lane. That's the blue and white striped Camaro out of Spencerport, New York. Last year's top or quick 32 champion, I believe, or was it the top sportsman champion? No, it was the quick 32 champion overall. Points series champion for here at Empire Dragway last year for Charlie Emler Jr. Another 68 Camaro over there in the left lane, driven by Brian Werner. Werner's out of Hubbard, Ohio. He makes another long drive as he purges the nitrous on that thing. Both of these Camaros, they're both 68 Camaros, and they're both equipped with nitrous. You saw Dave purge a second ago. Charlie will purge here shortly. I know he will. I know he's got a bottle in that thing. There it goes. Charlie lives about a mile down the street from me. So whenever I want to see something nice, cool, and quick, I just head on over to his house. Was in no hurry to get down track. He lets go 277 behind the green. He'll run it out though, 418 in the left lane. Emler Jr. over there in the right lane will run it out 422 at 168 miles an hour. Jennifer Gunther's out of Livonia, New York. The lady in the right lane driving that typical 470 Nova, I believe that is. Going down track with the chop top Nova of Ron Seswick. Seswick's driving the Supercharged machine in the left lane. Head knocker. And leader of the Empire Supercharged Bracketeers. That's right, that is the only place where exhibition meets competition. That's right, the burnouts count for your total points accumulation. How cool is that? They're out of Almond, New York, hoping to get down track A to B here. 38 too soon, but he will get down A to B. 495 for the Nova in the left lane. And Gunther, look at that, 469. I could have done that. I could have told you that with my eyes closed. Miss Jennifer Gunther, queen of 470, is going to run one under that magical number for qualifying round number 1. Bobby Joss, the man in the left lane out of Brockport, New York. That car is for sale. If you want to get yourself into top sportsman competition, hit up Bobby Jaws to drive the Foxy's machine in the left lane. We saw that on Facebook Marketplace within the past 2 weeks. Just throwing out the advertisement for free for Mr. Jaws. That is, I believe, a 632 equipped with nitrous. You see him purging the bottle now. He's going to go down track with Caden Wick. Wick representing Bears top sportsman team. They had a little bit unfortunate luck last time at Empire. Needed a Biondo Mega 450 delay box, I think it was. And Luke DeJong went and picked one up off his garage shelf for him. Bobby Jaws going to have an issue. He'll roll through the beams. 21 up front for Caden Wick. 442 out the back. Bobby Jaw's going to have an issue. I'm going to jump back in the computer seat for a second, get him loaded up real quick. So Bobby Jaw is going to have a bit of an issue there on the tree. I had to hop back on the computer, get him loaded up real quick, and we got him down track. He went a 456 at 158 miles an hour for the vehicle for sale. John Schmidt and Gary O'Connell, the next two competitors down track for top sportsman qualifying. Gary O'Connell driving the 05 Vet in the right lane. Another representative of Spencerport, New York, myself included. And John Schmitz, representing Orchard Park, New York, driving the '07 Cobalt over here in the left lane. Double 09 for John Schmidt. He gets down track 405 at 180 miles an hour. Double 09 off the let go. Let's get that in competition, and that'll turn on a win light. Gary O'Connell goes 25 off the let go, 427 for the Corvette out of Spencerport. That's going to bring up White Doug Linden. Doug Linden's driving the Linden Racing Belair in the left lane. Another frequent competitor here at Empire Dragway, whether it's box competition, top sportsman competition here with Quick 32 Sportsman Series, or top sportsman competition with Empire Outlaws. He'll be going down track with Dan Germano. Germano's out of Macedon, New York, driving, I believe that's a Camaro over there in the right lane. It is a Camaro over there in the right lane. Linden's going to purge the nitrous out of that Belair, get that bottle pressure exactly where he wants it. Double 07 too soon for Germano. 424 he'll put up on the scoreboard, though. Not too bad for the Camaro out of Macedon. Linden out of Bergen, New York, is going to run it out 481 at 143 miles an hour. That seems a little low on the speed. Sounded like he might have got out of it a little bit. And we're going to hold up Tony Madonia and Bill Stevens. That is a 63 Corvette in the right lane. Tony Madonia out of Tonawanda, New York, is going to be behind the wheel of that machine. He'll be going down track with none other than Byron, New York's own Bill Stevens. Stevens driving the 01 Plymouth pickup truck. We're going to shut him off. Bill Stevens going to be leaking a little bit of something. We're going to shut him down, back him out. Tony Madonia is going to be getting the freebie here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we had an unfortunate incident happen down at the top end of the track. The driver's out. He is okay. So that is the biggest thing. We are going to work on getting this cleaned up, getting the track ready for the continuing of Top Sportsman Qualifying round number 1, as well as Pro Bike and Sled Series competition. I'm sorry, not competition. Qualifying round number 1. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've been down for just a little bit, but guess what? We are getting ready to start running cars again. So drivers, please return to your vehicles. Start getting suited up, and we are going to continue with round number 1 of Top Sportsman Qualifying here for Pro Mod Power Fest at Empire Dragway. Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, we are glad to hear that Tony Madonia is okay. A little bit of a scary incident for him down at the top end. Again, glad to hear that he's doing okay. Got out of the car. I think he was walking around down there. We're not too sure. Missed it. Couldn't see it. It was quite a ways down track. Joe is down in the burnout box, spraying it down. Looks like we're going to have Tom Simone up first here. Tom Simone driving the... Sorry about that. You couldn't hear me due to Bill Stevens over there driving the 01 Plymouth. He is out of Byron, New York, driving the pick-em-up truck here in Top Sportsman. Tom Simone over here in the left lane. He stopped short of the beams, driving a 92 Lumina. When's the last time you heard of a Lumina driving in Top Sportsman competition? Representing Cicero, New York. Phillips and Waters painted on the side of that beautiful Lumina. Pretty cool there. I just got off the phone with my dad. Can hear myself in the background. He's watching the live stream at home. Any of our live stream watchers, what's going on out there in the world? Double await for Mr. Bill Stevens. He's going to shut it off early. Shook the tires out there. Tom Simone's going to get down track. Full pass. 463 for the Lumina out of Cicero. This is the Pro Bike and Sled Series, qualifying round number 1, PBSS. The best of the bikes and the best of the snowmobiles. Jim Bernier out of Stratford, Ontario, Canada, going to be your number 1 qualifier as we sit now. 484 at 141 miles an hour. From the man from the north, Joel Rivera over here, father of the Rivera clan, 560 at 123 miles an hour. He's out of Rochester, New York, and he was driving the 09 Hayabusa. Peter Edwards now coming up next. He's also on a Hayabusa over here in the Land Pro left lane. Going to be making his lick with Arcona's own Josie Brooks. Brooks is driving the 97 Gixxer 750. She's been number 1 qualifier here in PBSS previous rounds. To Peter Edwards, 13 too soon. Josie Brooks, 55 up front, 495 out the back for the lady on 2 wheels. Peter Edwards over there in the left lane, he's going to run 551 at 127 miles an hour. That Edwards family loves the 550 number. Peter's brother and sister both run 550 class here at Empire often. As we got Salemi over here in the left lane going up with Brian Baker over there in the right lane. Arctic Cat versus Polaris, I do believe. 31 to Brian 67. As they're getting down track, 5:55 for Salemi over there in the left lane. Brian Baker's going to run his Arctic Cat out to a 5:53 at 124 miles an hour. He was quicker getting down track, but he was laid off the let-go. Not sure of a driver over here in the left lane. 11 off the let-go. Bob Salerno on the Arctic Cat in the right lane is going to go 26 behind the green. 5:54. He gets through the 660 first. Left lane's going to run 5:78 at 117 miles an hour. Canton, Pennsylvania's very own Lee Burgess over here in the left lane. He's on the 08 Hayabusa. Going down track with last race's runner-up over in the right lane, Haley Fair. I actually think Lee might have been, I think this might have been the final in PBSS competition last race. Fair's out of Fulton, New York, also driving a Hayabusa. Kevin Sitliff, boyfriend back here in the burnout box, is watching Haley go down track. Kevin's going to be coming up here in a few bikes. Both drivers in the stage beams. 47 to Lee's 155. Lee was not in any hurry to get going. 5:53 for Fair over there in the right lane. Lee Burgess is going to run it out to a 5:61 at 124 miles an hour. Mike Puggs over here in the left lane, driving the Kawasaki. Puggs going up with driver unknown. Something going on with the bike in the right lane. Sounded like it sputtered and died about 150 feet out. He's going to coast it out as far as he can get it. 1490 is what it's going to flash on the board, though. But Puggs in the left lane. He's going to run 496 at 135 miles an hour after being 25 thou too soon off the let-go. Well, that driver unknown is going to be able to coast it off the first return turn-off. And Kevin Sutliff is going to be following Haley up. And rounding out the PBSS qualifying round number 1. He's out of Baldwinsville, New York, driving the 09 Hayabusa. Kevin's going to run 74 thou off the let-go, and he's going to run his bike out to a 546 at 126 miles an hour. Nick down there next to the burnout box, what do you think of the Pro Bike and Sled Series? He's giving me a hang loose. He's loving it down there. We had him up in the tower a few minutes ago, introducing his daughter to the world of drag racing. We always like to see the young faces here at Empire Dragway, but don't forget, if you are under the age of 16 or you do not carry a valid driver's license, you are not able to be driving around on any vehicle on the property. This goes for electric scooters, hoverboards, golf carts, anything with a motor or anything that runs. You are not allowed to be driving it if you are under the age of 16. Pro mod. This is your call. Get them off the jack stands. We're going to be calling you down to the staging lanes here in a minute. That's right, Pro Mods. You guys are on a very short standby. Get them off the jack stands. Get them ready to start rolling down here to the staging lanes. We're going to be calling you up here shortly, very, very shortly. And then getting back to our rules here at Empire Dragway, if you're under the age of 16, you should not be driving anything here on the property. We do not have juniors this week. Therefore, you should not be behind the wheel of anything with a motor or engine. We do not allow glass anywhere on the property as well. That's right. If you got glass bottles of beer or liquor, you are not allowed to bring them out. Please keep them in your vehicle, and we're going to shun you for bringing them in general. There is a lot of very expensive drag racing tires rolling around the property this weekend. We do not want any accidents or have to have anybody need to put on a new set of tires due to getting a flat. So keep your glass in your vehicle. And most of all, have fun here at Empire Dragway. If you drink too much, don't drive. Sleep in the grass, sleep in the grandstands. It does not matter. Camping is free this weekend at Empire Dragway. So if you're going to get too much into the cooler, park your ride for the night or get a ride home. Thank you guys very much, and make sure you guys all have fun this weekend with us. Ladies and gentlemen, fans, drivers, get ready for the Pro Mods. Pro Mods. That's right. Attention in the pits. Pro Modified. Come on down to the staging lanes. We're looking for you in 4 and 5. I'm sorry, 8 and 9. Pro Mods, we're looking for you in 8 and 9. That's going to be most of the way to the right in the staging lanes. Again, Pro Mod to 8 and 9. Again, Pro Mods, we're doing track prep right now. Come on down to staging lanes 8 and 9. Pro Mods, we're looking for you. Come on down for qualifying round number 1. We need you in staging lanes 8 and 9. Tension in the pits. Pro mods. Pro mods, we're missing a few of you. Come on down to the staging lanes. Gonna miss out on qualifying round number 1. Need you guys down in staging lanes 8 and 9 on the tower side. Again, Pro mod, we're looking for you guys down in the staging lanes. Come on down to staging lanes 8 and 9 on the tower side. Looks like Pat Budd came home in the rotator. He's out on track, checking out the prep. We're getting ready to run you guys here shortly. So, again, Pro mod. Come on down to the staging lanes. One guy that I know isn't running Pro mods, but it does run here very often with Empire Outlaws in the Limited Outlaw class. Spencerport's New York very own Chris Kubiati sitting down here on the wall. Glad to see him out here on a Friday night enjoying the Pro mods. Chris, down there in the burnout box, how you doing tonight? He gives me a giant thumbs up and a smile. He's ready to watch some Pro mod action. Again, Pro mod, come on down to the staging lanes. Supposedly, we're missing one of you. If you can't hear me loud and clear, tune in to 106.3 FM. That is Empire's very own personal radio station. 106.3 FM is where you'll be able to hear not only the sound of my voice, but also some music that we have playing here occasionally. I just received word from the lady in charge, my boss. She says that the food at the kitchen is shutting down at 8 o'clock. So that's just under a half an hour to get food. If you're hungry, head on over behind the grandstands off to the left side of the racetrack. 8 o'clock, that's going to be shutting down. That's right, you guys got about 25 more minutes to grab some food. Pro Mods, come on down. I think we were missing one of you last time I checked. Not sure if you're there. We don't want to run without you. Well, it looks like we've got a pair of Pro Mods down here in the burnout box. Robert Bauer III out of Elma, New York. Land Pro left lane, 69 Camaro. Sam Camasuli driving the 67 Shelby GT out of Stouffville, Ontario, over there in the right lane. This week's racing excitement is brought to you by Resolution Racing Services, the leaders in high-performance fuel system design, tuning, and getting you the parts you need for your combination. John Salemi brings decades of experience to every build, from custom supercharged fuel system setups to expert data analysis and tuning support. Resolution Racing Services helps make you consistent winning passes. Trust and top teams rely on. John Salemi and Resolution Racing Services. Fueling performance one run at a time. Again, this is the Pro Mod Power Fest here at Empire Dragway for July 2025. '52 to a 131. Both drivers had to get out of it early. How about a 9.3 60 foot? 0.93 on the 60 foot for Sal Camasuli in the right lane. Heads up on the starting line. Watch out. We got to get the wheeler out. Please clear out of the way. Watch out. We got to get the wheeler out. Please clear out of the way. We got to get the wheeler out. Thank you guys very much for your cooperation. Again, we're going to be shutting down the kitchen at 8 o'clock, and I also just received word from the boss lady. We're shutting down fuel as well at 8 o'clock. That's right. If you need to fill your race car or fill your stomach, 8 o'clock is the last time to fill up both of those tonight. If you need either of those, they are located off the left side of the racetrack, behind the grandstands, and off to the left side of the return road, up here over by the tower. Again, if you need to fuel your car or fuel your stomach, 8 o'clock is the last time that you are going to be able to do that tonight. So Sam Camasuli and Robert Bauer III unable to get down track clean for both drivers. We've got Mike Decker and Melanie Salemi, the Queen of Pro Mods, coming up here next. We're going to get Bauer pushed off track here. So hang by, sit tight before we move into our second pair for Pro Mod Power Fest at Empire Dragway. So it looks like we got RB3 pulled off track. His crew was able to get down there, hooked up, and pulled off. So that means Melanie Salemi and Mike Decker are going to be your next two Pro Mods to qualify. Both drivers taking their burnouts past the 330. Mike Decker in the left lanes out of Baltimore, Maryland, representing Decker's Salvage. I think we're going to see Hollywood come up here in a few pairs. Oh, he's coming up next, would you? Look at that. And then Melanie Salemi over there in the right lane, the queen of Pro Mods herself, driving Purple Rain. The 68 Camaro, I believe, 69 Camaro, one of the two. No, it's a Firebird, actually. Sorry, I believe that is a Firebird. Either way, the queen of Pro Mods representing the hometown track this weekend. Decker flicks on the pre-stage bulb. Waiting for Salemi to do the same. There she goes. Decker immediately dives into stage. And there goes Salemi. 111. Mike Decker goes 396 at 146 miles an hour. Melanie Salemi over in the right lane is going to go 409 at 134. She was first off the let-go. 89 thou up front for her. Mike Decker going to go 113 thou up front. But he got down track longer and was able to go 396 at 146 miles an hour. Quick 32, we need you guys to return to the staging lanes. Top dragster to 6 and 7, top sportsman to 4 and 5. Again, quick 32, we need you guys to return to the staging lanes. Top dragster to 6 and 7, top sportsman to 4 and 5. Pro Bike and Sled, you guys are on standby. Pro Bike and Sled, you guys are on standby. Charlie Amwood Jr. down there walking away from the starting line. He's going to get his top sportsman back up here to the staging lanes. Best of luck to him this weekend. He's a hometown representative like myself. Spencerport, New York is where we reside. Another Decker. Decker salvage being represented in the right lane as it was in the left lane on the last pass. Also Mike Decker out of Baltimore, Maryland. He's going to be going down track with Kingston, California's very own Robert Bingham. Bingham's driving the 67 Nova, coming all the way out from the West Coast. We welcome you to Western New York and invite you to try a garbage plate. That's right. I'm a Rochester native myself. If you haven't had a garbage plate before, well, frankly, you're missing out. I just got to say, they got some pretty good taste out there on the West Coast. This is a beautiful 67 Nova here in the left lane. To a 46. 46 thou is the let go for Decker. He's going to shut it down early, though. 554 at 85 miles an hour for Mike Decker in the right lane. But the man from California is going to go 403 at 192 miles an hour. I just got to say, folks from California, welcome here to Western New York. And while we got a second and you can hear me, we invite you to try a garbage plate while you're here in town. Again, 403 at 192 miles an hour for Mr. Robert Bingham out of Kingston, California. Uncle Paul's blending in down there off to the right side of the track. Uncle Paul, thank you again for everything you've done for the live streaming here at Empire Dragway. You and Cody have put tremendous hours into getting this shit done, and we'd like to thank you. Johnny Camp over here in the left lane. He's driving a 2020 Camaro, doing a nice big old burnout. He doesn't quite make it to the 330 before he starts backing up, but he's representing Cantonsburg, Pennsylvania. Going down track with Medina, New York's very own Mike Stawicki. Stawicki's driving an 18 Camaro. That's actually not a 2020 Camaro for Mr. Camp. I don't know why it says that on our screen, but that's definitely not a 2020 Camaro. Stawicki's flicked on the pre-stage bulb. Johnny Camp's gonna follow in here in a second. He's taking his time. There he goes. Stawicki's immediately gonna flick on the stage bulb. He's ready to go. Stawicki, 104 off the let-go. Camp's 48,000 in front. 360 at 206 for Johnny Camp in the left lane. And Mike Stawicki's going to run 396 at 147 miles an hour. .360's going to put Johnny Camp on top. He's sitting pretty as your #1 qualifier right now. We qualify off elapsed time here for pro modifieds. So 360 is the time to beat. Again, top sportsmen and top dragster competitors, come on down to the staging lane for qualifying round #2. Top dragster, we'd like to see you in 6 and 7. Top sportsmen, we'd like to see you in 4 and 5. Pro bike and sled, you guys are on standby. Pro bike and sled, you guys are on standby. Cody, I see you replying to these comments. I want to thank you personally for all the work you've done getting the live stream going, again, with Paul Francia. Pro Mod Power Fest is presented by G-Force Race Cars, where championship-winning chassis are born. From Pro Mod to top sportsman and beyond, G-Force delivers cutting-edge chassis design, expert fabrication, and relentless attention to detail. Whether you're looking for a full turnkey build or precision updates to your current setup, G-Force race cars built with performance, safety, and speed in mind. Trusted by top-tier teams and serious racers across the world, G-Force race cars, where winning starts with the frame. The first hat of the night. The man over there in the right lane holding the camera. Congratulations, you've won no prize. Just the pride of feeling the hat blown off your head. Jason Calso out of Clarkston, Michigan over here in the left lane. He's driving a 70 CUDA. Just so happens to be one of my all-time favorite vehicles is the Barracuda. And it just so happened to be there's two of them on track. Don Klooster out of Kalamazoo, Michigan, is also driving a 70 CUDA. How about that? My favorite car. And there's a pair of them going down track together in Pro Mod qualifying round number 1. Out off the left over Klooster in the right lane. He'll run it out to a 378 at 196 miles an hour. Kelso over there in the left lane is going to run it out to a 374 at 195 miles an hour. Both drivers go A to B, running down in the 370s. That puts Kelso, number 2 on the qualifying sheet, and Klooster, number 3, right behind him. Barracuda is finding themselves 2 and 3 here in qualifying round number 1 of Pro Modified. How about this? World Series of Pro Modified champion himself earlier this year down in Bradenton, Florida. Steve King driving the Savage Corvette. Holy cow, I do not know my Chevys. I'm a Mopar guy. But Steve King, Savage Corvette in the left lane, coming down track now. Again, World Series of Pro Mods champion earlier this year down in Bradenton, Florida. Hey, Tweez, the Camaro's in the right lane, not the left lane. And if you're wondering who's driving the Camaro in the right lane, that's going to be Jay Santos. He's out of Ontario, Canada. Coming down here. He ran down here twice last year, I believe. We'd like to welcome him back to Empire Dragway. And Steve King, we'd like to welcome him back to Empire Dragway as well. We haven't seen him. We did not see him in 2024. He was here in 2023. But we did not see him last year. let go for both drivers. But Jay Santos going to run out 361 at 208 miles an hour. Your World Series of Pro Mod champion, Steve King in the left lane, going to run out a 365 at 204 miles an hour. Santos goes number 2 on the list, and King goes number 3. DCT in the chat sends a maple leaf saying that was 2 good cars. Yes, sir. That was 2 good cars. Both drivers got down track in the 360s. That is impressive for Friday night qualifying round number 1 of Pro Mod Power Fest here at Empire Dragway. Mike Thomas, I see you in the chat. Another good racer here at Empire Dragway. Yes, we have 1 qualifying session for Pro Modified tonight. We have 2 qualifying sessions for Top Sportsman and Top Dragster, and Pro Bike and Sled. This is going to be Cami Canuso out of Morrisville, North Carolina. I'm sorry, Caruso. She's a logistics driver manager, which is pretty cool. That's a different job. Going to be rounding out pro mods here for tonight. We're going to move into top dragster qualifying round number 2 after that. Following them is going to be top sportsman qualifying round number 2. And rounding out the night is going to be pro bike and sled shootout qualifying round number 2 as well. '74th out off the let go. Get into the 60-foot. 99 hundos. Shut it off 100 feet out and coast to a 712. Again, PBSS, you guys are on standby. PBSS, you guys are on standby. Top Dragster, if you're not down to the lanes, you're going to be late. We're going to be running you here in a second. Top Sportsman, you guys have a minute to get on down to the staging lanes. If you're not there already, you probably might be late. You might not. Depends on how quickly you can get your stuff together and get on down to staging lanes 4 and 5. So Ron Reitman and Karma Hopper, your first two competitors for qualifying round number 2 of Top Dragster in the Quick 32 Sportsman Series here at Empire Dragway. Reitman finds himself outside the bubble right now. His first pass, it was a 4:56 at 154 miles an hour. Unfortunately for him, he's last on the list. Needs to pick it up a little bit here if he wants to be competing tomorrow. And Karma Hopper is sitting pretty at number 6, going 4:01 with a 9 at 189 miles an hour. She's the first person in the 4-second range. That's right, the top 5 have 3-second passes. Down too soon for Reitman. 28 now the right way for Hopper, and there it is. 399 at 190 miles an hour from the Dragster out of Kentucky. We'll keep her spot at number 6 on the list. Reitman goes 451 at 154 miles an hour in the left lane. He'll move up to number 17, still outside of that bubble. Number 1 qualifier, Ryan Harris. Going down track in the left lane here, 370. The numbers that flashed on screen last pass. That's right, that's quicker than most of the Pro Mod field, actually. We had 3 Pro Mods running the 360s. And Ryan Harris finds himself 370 in that top alcohol dragster in the left lane. 17 years old, doing it all. Pete Maduri in the Bauer Racing long and skinny in the right lane. Niagara Falls, New York's own. Sitting pretty at number 14 on the list. 445 at 136 miles an hour for his first qualifying pass. DCT in chat is rooting for Mr. Ryan Harris. He must be Canadian as well, I take it. Harris gonna flick on the pre-stage bulb first. waiting on Maduri to follow suit. There it goes. Both drivers in. 13th down for Harris as Maduri goes 006. But it's going to be a 370 in the left lane, turning on the wind light at 197 miles an hour for Mr. Harris. Pete Maduri, 437 at 154 miles an hour for him. He'll move up to number 10. Hey, attention in the burnout box. If you're sitting on the wall in the burnout box, you cannot be sitting there. Again, attention in the burnout box. If you're sitting on the wall, you cannot be sitting with your legs inside the track. I'm talking to the two guys down here next to me on the blue shirts. Buddy Forrest and Danielle Gonzalez coming up next here. Buddy's out of Spencerport, New York. And Gonzalez is out of Waterford, Connecticut. Buddy Forrest is sitting pretty at number 7 right now, 405 at 178 miles an hour for his first pass. We're going to shut him down. Pat Budd saw something out there that he didn't like, and we're going to try to get that cleaned up. Again, our driver safety is the #1 priority here at Empire Dragway. So Pat's going to take him and tell him to shut him off for a second while we get the track back to where it should be for round number 2 of Top Dragster Qualifying. Pro Bike and Sled Series, we're looking for you. We're waiting for you. Come on down to staging lanes 9 and 10 on the hot pit side. We are ready for you now. So again, Pro Bike and Sled Series, come on down to staging lanes 9 and 10 on the hot pit side. Keep an eye out for Gonzalez in that right lane. Qualified number 4 right now, 394 at 161 miles an hour for her first pass. Peter's down there rocking the camo bucket hat, throwing me the thumbs up. We love to see him out here, hanging out, having a good time. So again, keep an eye out for Gonzalez in the right lane. She was 390s her last pass, sitting pretty, number 4 qualifier. As things shake down here in qualifying round number 2 of Top Dragster. Double 09 for Buddy Forrest in the left lane. He'll shake it a little bit, getting down track. 404 lights up for him. But Gonzalez in the right lane is going to go 379 at 195 miles an hour. She will go 1/10 thou under Mark Romanowski, putting her number 2 on the list. That's right, Top Dragster is tight this weekend. 1/10 thou separates number 2 and number 3 qualifier. So again, for the folks watching at home or the folks here at Empire Dragway, if you're curious what 449.9 is up on the boards, that's our current bump spot. We've got 18 Top Dragster qualifiers, and that is our number 16 qualifier as we sit now. Anthony the Shoe Platania's in danger. That's him sitting number 16 on the list. Rich Yakos and Art Coffey, both drivers comfortably on that list. Yakos' last pass is sitting number 8. Actually, number 9, I believe now. After going 423 at 165 miles an hour first pass. Art Coffey, believe it got bumped down to number 11. 434 at 158 miles an hour for the man out of Campbell, Ohio. Double 06, Art Coffey. 16th out for Rich Yakos. He's going to run it out to a 420 at 167 miles an hour. Pro Bike and Sled, we're looking for you down in the staging lanes. Pro Bike and Sled, we're looking for you down in the staging lanes. Last pass 420 at 167 miles an hour for Mr. Rich Yakos out of Cambria, New York. His win light flashed on. He got there first after leaving second. As Art Coffey goes 432 at 159 miles an hour. How about that let go, though? Double 06, slap a 9 on the back of it for man out of Campbell, Ohio. Brett Bennett representing Avon, New York, over here in the right lane. He's in danger as well. Number 15 on the list, sitting pretty with a 448. As Mark Romanowski just got bumped off number 2 by 1/10 thou of a second. He's sitting number 3 right now with a 379 with a 4 on the back of it. Romanowski going to leave 10th out too soon. He'll run it down to a 379 with a 5. 1 thou over his first pass. He'll be sitting pretty number 3 as we shake him down. Brett Bennett still sitting here on the line. Looks like he had an issue, unfortunately. Unable to make it down for round number 2 of qualifying. Magic Joe Masulo representing Buffalo, New York over here in the left lane. And the man sitting waiting to do the burnout. The shortest dragster burnout I've ever seen. Look at that thing. He doesn't even roll through the beams. Craig Chatterton, Chatterbox, out of Scottsville, New York, driving the 06 Race Tech. Sitting pretty at number 13 on the qualifying sheet. 440 at 158 miles an hour last pass for Chatterbox. Joe Masulo ran a 437 at 159 for qualifying round number 1. Both drivers looking to improve a little bit. Neither driver really in any danger. How about that? 005 to 004. Chatterbox got away first. He'll break the beam second, though. 437 at 158 miles an hour for Craig Chatterton. Joe Masulo will get through the 660 first. 435 at 160 for him. Cody Riom, we hope you found your battery charger. Unfortunate incident for him on the way here. He lost it somewhere between Cortland and Empire. Either way, though, a 439 at 156 miles an hour is not too shabby for his first qualifying pass. The man whose number is flashed up on the boards now is Anthony Potania, representing Tony's Muffler and Brake in the right lane. 449 at 151 miles an hour was his pass. Both drivers a little anxious on the let go. 004 too soon for Cody Riom, though. 438 through the 660 at 156 miles an hour for the man who lost his battery charger. 436 over there in the right lane, though. The shoe will improve on his time. Putting Brett Bennett in danger. Brett Bennett now finds himself number 16 and sitting over there off to the side in the behind the burnout box, actually. Another man who's looking to take that seat from him is John Vergoltz Jr. Vergoltz Jr. is one spot below Mr. Bennett. 453 at 152 was his pass. He's got to go better than a 448 to find himself on tomorrow's ladder. Tom Martino, though, 397 at 180 miles an hour for the Lucas Oil machine in the left lane. He's out of Youngstown, Ohio, driving the 2023 Maddox. .009 off the let-go for Vergotz. Vergotz is going to run it out to a 446 at 153 miles an hour. Martino in the left lane, 388 at 190, though. Man, was that a lap out of Martino. So now Brett Bennett, he just got that thing fired up over there. He found himself in trouble He's finding himself at number 17 right now. Lucas Salemi, and the man who's not even on the list yet is Tyler Rudolph. Rudolph's out of Hemlock, New York, driving the 2010 American, and he was your 2024 Empires Outlaws Top Dragster winner last year. That's right, he was the champion of Empire Outlaws Top Dragster competition. Looking to put himself on the list now. Lucas Salemi, he's comfortably on the list, sitting pretty at number 9, running a 4:29 for his first qualifying pass. Off the let go for Rudolph. He's ready for competition tomorrow. 003 off the let go for Salemi. Salemi's going to get down through the traps. 4:25 at 163 miles an hour. Tyler Rudolph's going to be comfortably on that list. 4:28 at 163 miles an hour. He kicks Vergat's back off. No, I'm sorry. I got to figure out how we're shaking things down now because things have changed up so much. But Brett Bennett, I did know, is sitting at number, that would be 18 now because we've just qualified the 19th car for Top Dragster. 4:38 is your new time to beat. And a 008 out of Brett Bennett. He'll get down there 4:45. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure he's still sitting number 17 right now. Hot off the press. Yep, Brett Bennett finds himself just on the edge of the bubble. 4:45 is number 17 on the list. Cody Riome, 4:38, is a new man in danger. Put Ryan Harris, 370, slap a 2 on the back of that, is still sitting pretty, number 1. Danielle Gonzalez, 379, your second qualifier, number 2 qualifier, and 1/10 to Mark Romanowski at number 3rd. That's right. Second place and third place qualifiers are separated by 1/10,000th of a second. If anybody's looking to get into a top sportsman, I know one for sale. That's a beautiful yellow Chevy over there in the right lane. Bobby Joss is the driver and seller of that machine. Holy crap, do we actually have a bump spot for these guys? Yes, we do. Bill Stevens is in danger. 721 at 63 miles an hour. He shut it off and coasted down. Although I'm not too sure how that's going to work out, as Tony Madonia is sitting number 12 on the list. Matt Gregory needs to lay down a pass here. He finds himself off the list, number 17 right now, as he did make it down, and holy crap, yeah, he will. A to B, 461 at 158 miles an hour for the Nova. Bobby Jaws over in the right lane, though. 429 at 166. He was on a pass as well. Caden Wick driving the Bears Top Sportsman machine out of Stratford, Ontario, Canada, coming up here next. Him and Tom Simone going to be going down track together here. Tom's driving this 92 Lumina out of Cicero, New York. So Ron Seswick is now the man in danger, I believe. He's qualified number 16th as Matt Gregory made it down track A to B. Bill Stevens is number 17. Sitting number 17 right now. He's looking to go A to B today as well. Last pass for Simone. He ran a 463 at 151 miles an hour. And Caden Wick went 442 at 155. 58 to a 53. Both drivers left the tree together. Simone's going to get down track with a 464 at 145 miles an hour. Caden Wick shuts it down early. 629 at 89 miles an hour is what he coasted to. Dustin Gabel, and arguably one of my favorite cars here on the property this weekend. Also out of Stratford, Ontario, Canada. That's a 71 Plymouth Duster over here in the Land Pro left lane. And last pass down track. He ended up going to 491 at 106 miles an hour. That looked a little low. I think he shut it off somewhere after the 330. Ron Seswick, though, finds himself in danger at the moment. He's qualified number 16 as we sit. Seswick, last pass, 495 at 144 miles an hour. That looks a little slow too. Gabel purging the nitrous. Ron don't need to do that. He's got a big old blower on the top of that thing. Again, Ron head knocker in charge of the Supercharged Bracketeers. 167 to a 443rd. And how about that? Gabe L goes A to B, 443 at 159 miles an hour. He'll move up the list a few spots. Sedgwick, though, does not improve. 495 with a 3 for his first pass and 495 with a 6 for his second. I will say, that car is consistent, doing exactly what it should be. Pro Bike and Sled, come on down to the staging lanes. If you're not there, you're going to be late. Charlie Landwehr Jr. coming up now. He's driving the 68 Camaro out of Spencerport, New York. 424 was his last pass down track at 167 miles an hour. No, I'm sorry. He ran a 422 at 168 miles an hour. I'm sorry. I was reading Germano's time. Dave Burchell, 437 at 162. Sitting pretty at number 7 right now. .34 to a 54. Both drivers get down track. Emler's going to go 420 at 169 miles an hour. And the man out of Guelph, Ontario, Canada is going to go 431 at 164. Both drivers improved their times. Neither driver improved their qualifying position. Brian Werner and Luc De Jong, your next two competitors. Pair of Chevys coming up now. 68 Camaro in the left lane. That's Brian Werner out of Hubbard, Ohio. Brian Werner is sitting pretty at number 2, running a 418 at 171 miles an hour for qualifying round number 1. And Luc De Jong Luc De Jong goes 427 at 169. Both drivers flicked on the pre-stage ball. Both drivers in stage, and 002 for the man out of Canada. He will get through the traps first. No, he won't. Sorry, Brian Werner will get through the traps first. He goes 13 red and 418 off the let-go. Not going to improve on his time there, but Luc De Jong will drop a hundo off his qualifying pass. Pair of local competitors coming up here now. White Doug Linden over here in the right lane. He's out of Bergen, New York, driving the 55 Chevy Belair. And Jennifer Gunther, Queen of 470, out of Livonia, New York. She went a 469 last pass down track. Doug Linden went a 481 at 143 miles an hour. Gunther's number 11 and Linden's number 13. 008 for the Doug Linden machine in the right lane. Gonna get down through the 664, 676 at 143 miles an hour. Gunther is gonna run 475 at 145 miles an hour, meaning Linden improves on his time, but not on the sheet. Gunther is gonna run 7 hundos over her first pass. As Bill Stevens is the man on the bye. I'm pretty sure Bill is right now sitting number 17 on our list. As 495 with a 3 is still flashed up on the boards for Ron Seswick. Stevens out of Byron, New York, driving the 01 Plymouth pick-em-up truck. Double 03 off the let-go. He's 3 thou behind the green. Going to be getting down through the 660, 483 at 147 miles an hour for the man in the pick-em-up truck. So that'll move him in front of Ron Seswick. But he is still in danger, sitting number 16 now. Number 4 qualifier, Dan Germano, coming up here next out of Macedon, New York. He's driving the Royal Purple Camaro. And last pass, qualifying round number 1. He ended up going at 424 at 167 miles an hour. '27 thou behind the green for Germano as he's going to get down through the 660 at 421. Not going to be moving up on the sheet as Charlie Elmer Jr. is going to be 1 hundo under him still at a 420. So Germano stays number 4 on the list as we move into our last top sportsman qualifier for the day, and that's going to be Gary O'Connell, driving the 05 Vet out of Spencerport, New York. O'Connell went a 427 at 163 miles an hour last pass. That was what we call a pedal fest. On, off, on, off, on, off the throttle. 40 thou off the let go. And he'll run it down to a 606 at 77 miles an hour. So we don't have a bump spot up for PBSS yet, as we had 13 bikes and sleds qualify round number 1. Jim Bernier, your number 1 qualifier over here in the left lane. 484 at 141 miles an hour is the quick time to beat. He's out of Stratford, Ontario, Canada. Going down track with Joel Rivera. Rivera ran a 560 at 123 miles an hour, and that was good enough to qualify him number 10. Double 0-3 too soon for Bernier. Well, Rivera goes 12 the right way, and he'll go 559 at 123 miles an hour. But the story's in the left lane. Bernier improves on his time. 479 at 142 miles an hour. He dropped 5 hundos off that first qualifying pass. How about my boy Brain Baker here in the left lane? That's right, Brain's on the Freak Show Arctic Cat. That's a 2014 1100 Turbo in the left lane. Going down track with Lee Burgess, the man out of Canton, PA, on the 08 Hayabusa. Burgess is qualified number 11 right now, 561 at 124 miles an hour for him first pass, as Brain ran a 553 at 124 as well. Brain's going to let go 45 thou too soon. Joel in the right lane goes 002 too soon, and he's going to run out to a 563. But how about that? Brian Baker just set a personal best 540. That is a new PB for the Freak Show Arctic Cat in the left lane. 540 at 125 miles an hour. Josie Brooks and Angelo Salemi coming up next here. Salemi's on the 99 XCR in the right lane. That's a Polaris powered machine. Hot to go engine underneath the hood of that thing. Going down track with Arcona, Ontario's very own Josie Brooks. Brooks is on the 97 Gixxer 750. She's qualified number 2 at 495. $14,000 too soon for Salemi in the Snowmobile. 554 at 122 miles an hour for him. But Josie Brooks is going to run a 489 at 139 miles an hour, keeping her number 2 qualifier spot on lock. Mike Loya coming up next. He had to get out of it early the last pass down as he ran it out to a 1490 at 23 miles an hour. That thing sputtered off before he got 60 feet out. Having problems with it. Hopefully he gets this pass down better. Nicole Albin, new entry out of Princeton, Ontario, Canada. She's driving the 2011 Arctic Cat over there in the right lane. She'll be low, deep into the 5s. She can get down track. Well, Josie Brooks is going to shut it off early. 8:67 for her at 67 miles an hour. The man on the bike improves. Wow. He goes from a 1490 to an 1174. That's about what my Jeep Wrangler would dial in, is an 1170. Haley Fayer and Peter Edwards, the two Hayabusas coming up next. Fayer's in the right lane out of Fulton, New York. Last PBSS race runner-up. She's a fierce competitor over there on two wheels. Peter Edwards coming up here in the left lane. That Edwards family just loves their 550s. Jacob and Brianna both have door cards. Regals, if I'm correct, that run 550 here. And now Peter, 551 on his first pass down track. Peter Edwards going to run a 547 at 128 miles an hour. Fair over here in the left lane. Let's go. 108 too soon. It'll be 553 at 126 through the 660. How about another Arctic Cat coming up next? Another 1100 Turbo driven by Bob Salerno out of Utica, New York. Going down track with Brandon McCombie. .574 for Brandon McCombie on the Suzuki left lane. Salerno goes 33 thou too soon and runs a 544 at 128 miles an hour. And rounding out qualifying here at Empire Dragway on a Friday night at Pro Mod Power Fest is going to be Kevin Sutliff and Mike Puggs. Puglia in the right lanes out of Tonawanda, New York, driving the 06 Cowie ZR14. And Sutliff's out of Baldwinsville, New York, driving the 09 Hayabusa. .27 too soon for Sutliff as Puggs goes 79 thou the right way. 492 for Puggs over there on the Kawasaki. And the Hayabusa is going to run it out to a 548 at 126 miles an hour through the 660. Again, folks, we'd like to thank you for stopping out here at Empire Dragway tonight. Glass, keep it in your vehicles. That's right, we do not want to hear or see any glass coming out tonight now that the cars are done running. We still have a very long day tomorrow and a lot of very expensive tires here on the property. So keep the glass away for the remainder of the weekend. Actually, don't bring it back if you come here again. Please and thank you. Nobody under the age of 16 is allowed to be driving a motor vehicle here on the property. We do not have juniors running this weekend, which means you should not be operating anything. No scooters, no golf carts, four-wheelers, anything that has a motor and engine. If you're not 16 and carrying a driver's license, you're not allowed to drive it. And then again, do not forget, if you drank too much, do not drive home. You can sleep in the grass, sleep in the grandstands. Do not drink and drive. That's right. Sleep in the grass. Sleep in the grandstands. Camping is free here at Empire Dragway. So, if you had too much to drink, we invite you to stay here for the night. Get a ride home if you would like to not stay here. But do be safe. Have fun tonight, and we will see you all in the morning as we pick up qualifying round number 3 for Top Sportsman, Top Dragster, Pro Bike and Sled Series, and qualifying round number 2 for the Pro Modified Series. This is Pro Mod Power Fest at Empire Dragway, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Thanks for viewing, folks. Don't forget, we start bright and early tomorrow at 10 a.m. Please come back and enjoy the stream then, and like and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a good night, folks.